And then go ahead, Sarah, then Ralph.
Hey, Sarah.
Let's get you unmuted.
Okay, hi there. Now I'm
Hey.
unmuted. I'm just enjoying the journey this evening because I met sulfur when I was 18 through homeopathics and had
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
had a really big shift there. And then I came on a little late to the call and you guys were talking about whiplash, which is one of my things. So I knew I was supposed to be here tonight, probably for the process. So my question is, when I was 18, I had a road accident where I came around a corner on a country British lane onto black ice.
Okay.
And in those days, you didn't wear a helmet, right? On a bicycle. This is just pedal bike. Literally, the whole bike went bam over to the right side. My head hit the road first, and I was out for at least 4 minutes, they say.
Okay.
A driver the other way had to come and pick me up, and I vaguely remember both our feet going everywhere, because it was so slippery. The ice was so slippery. So I've been, I'm the queen of dental work after that over the years. I've had a constant issue with the right side of my jaw, been working through all of it, and I'm regularly doing Pilates now, but I have this really weird TikTok thing going on with my pelvic girdle. Like sometimes at the moment, the left leg, like if I bend at the knee and try and sit in the lotus position, the left leg will not go down, it stays up. So, I was listening to everything you were saying, and I'm sure this pattern will help, but if there's anything specific you can direct me to, I'll be most grateful.
So when you fell, you hit your head.
Yeah.
And you hit your hip, you twisted your back. What
Everything.
else?
Everything.
You just
yeah, thank you for the reminder. My right eye never worked properly since because the pupil doesn't work right, because they said I hit the road so hard, some of the jelly inside the eye actually came away and went back again.
Double vision at all in either eye?
No, I have good vision, but I have an astigmatism, so I don't know if that in that right eye, and so I have to have glasses. It's middle vision, like driving, is the real issue, especially at night. I lose three-dimensional perception in that right eye, so things look flat. So yeah, and I've never had it fixed because overall, although that eye is darker than the other one, if I cover up the left eye, then the right eye is darker.
And so you have a hard time lifting the leg, like when you're sitting down.
It's relaxing it, actually. It's like if I were to sit in the lotus position, my right leg is close.
I see. It won't relax while you're in the position itself.
Right.
Gotcha.
And it's painful and uncomfortable because it feels like sciatica's moving from side to side on occasion. The Pilates has really helped because I have more muscle definition, so that helps with everything. But
yeah, issues with urination or anything like that?
Yes, just recently in the last year or so, actually.
Wow, just in the last year or two, not way back when you had the accident?
I would probably, there's a saying in Scotland, a friend of mine said, he said, I'm just going for a wee nervous. It's like that pee you have.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm always that person who has to go for a little wee before I go and do something, just in case.
And any pain down in the groin or like the floor of the pelvis, anything like that?
It does feel a bit, sometimes my kidneys are sensitive. I'm aware of when I have to pee, but I am, I've gone through midlife now, and I'm not honestly sure what's going on with my ovaries or anything else, because I was always an over ovulator, let's put it that way.
Okay. Yeah.
Sometimes both sides in a month, so it's just
So the thing that I would want to explore right off the bat is the muscles of the pelvic floor. And it sounds that's kind of what, I mean, the nature of the injury, you know, like you said, you were going through a corner, you hit the black ice, you smacked, the body
Mhm.
can twist, and you know, I would suspect like psoas issues, maybe a diaphragm issue, you know, things like that. But also with some of the things you're describing, there can be a little bit of a thing with pelvic floor.
Mhm.
And you know, you can do things like real specific, but I don't know that you need to do that. That you went so long with it not really being a big issue. I
Mhm.
think there was probably like it's just like it's a muscle strain that kind of never goes away, and then over a
Yeah.
period of time it just kind of keeps getting just a little bit worse
Mhm.
over a period of time, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? And there could be some neurological issue, you know, like a compressed disc or, you know, something like
Mhm.
that. But I would still just treat it straight up the way that it is. And anytime you have that kind of injury, it throws it usually will throw your body into what you would call like a wedge pattern. And a
Mm.
wedge pattern is like the hip and the shoulders, you know, like if this is the shoulder and this is the hip, you know, most people aren't even, but like
Yeah.
their left shoulders up, but their left hips up, like, you know, they both kind of go up. A wedge pattern is the opposite side goes up, and it causes this like havoc up the spine and in the pelvic floor, and can
Mhm.
cause issues like up in the base of the skull and things like this.
Mhm.
And it puts a lot of pressure on discs in the spine, but it causes a lot of muscle imbalances.
Mhm.
I would use a lot of spikenard, um, valerian, or
Mhm.
myrrh, like on the body. And
Okay.
then the spikenard I would do on the perineum, like just inhale it into the perineum,
Okay.
which is between the sex organs and the anus, just like the floor
Yeah.
of the pelvis. And there's several trigger points that can happen down in that area, but that you've had like some slight symptoms, but not enough to like really go, you got to target these spots, these spots, these spots, because it does kind of like start to go up into the pelvis, like the things that
Mhm.
need to be addressed. I think if you just hit the floor of the pelvis, I think that will unwind it. And you know, you can do the breathing with the spikenard or valerian, but I would probably do like a salt bath with it from time to time, or a body
Okay.
tonic with it from time to time, just because those three really will balance out the muscle imbalances. And the thing is like muscles work with each other and they work against each other. So if something got inflamed and lost tone, it threw the thing that opposes it into spasm. And so it just causes this like chain reaction that goes through the body. So you see it in car accidents.
Mm.
It's more likely, you know, like if somebody gets hit from the left, if they get hit from the right or from the back or from the front, that causes like kind of almost like really specific mechanical injuries where you can go like, this is the set of injuries that it's going to be, right?
Right.
But when you have somebody like where the car rolled or got hit on the corner and it spun and then it went into a ditch or something like that,
Mm.
it's just chaos. Like there's no predictability in the kind of injuries that you're going to get. And when you have like bicycle or motorcycle accidents like that, because you hit and you roll, or you got tangled up in the bike, or you were
Mm.
locked in the pedals, you know, whatever it is,
Mm.
the injuries tend to be really kind of chaotic. And so you just want to start going through and balancing out the potential muscle imbalances, and you are reducing some of the contractures so that the body kind of is able to relax into like a different pattern. Muscle memory you could do with like hyssop, like just inhaling hyssop. You don't even have to direct it,
Okay.
but it might be too early for that. Like I think you probably got to work with like the myrrh, the spikenard. I mean, if you just did myrrh and spikenard, that would be really rock solid.
Okay, awesome.
I would say even the myrrh, I'd probably take like 3 or 4 drops internally on a daily basis. Like, I
Okay.
think that will calm some of this stuff down from the inside out. You do the topical things, you do the thing on the perineum.
Yeah.
And like give it a couple weeks and then let me know where you're at. And we can definitely unwind this. The other thing, the base of the skull, like put some spikenard like on the base of the skull. That I would do daily, like, you know, several drops just from the center all the way to where it starts to get to almost behind your ear, but
Mhm.
mostly right at the backside. Do
Perfect.
that, and that will help unwind things even down in the hips.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, because like the mechanical thing is whatever is happening in the head affects the hips, and whatever is happening in the hips affects the head.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like even if you have like a hip issue, you kind of don't want to leave the head untreated, especially because it's an injury.
Yeah.
And sometimes you might be treating the hip really well, but the pattern is still left up in the head and neck area. And even though you unwind it, it will eventually go back because you didn't like unwind it at the base of the skull.
You're describing my internal body experience over the
Yeah.
years. It's
Yeah,
like a
yeah, yeah.
TikToking effect.
Yeah. Oh,
You know, you go one place and it comes
yeah,
out another. And
exactly.
yeah. Yeah.
It's literally, I mean, I can dig up some notes where there's different versions of the wedge pattern, but
Mhm.
when you look at it, it's just chaos through the body. It's just
Yeah.
chaos.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
I had 2 other road accidents, none of which are my fault. One, I got a fractured sternum in as well. So it's, I don't know
Wow.
what's with me and road accidents, but anyway.
That from hitting the steering wheel or you hit the
I
ground?
was in the back seat and I was leaning forward looking out another window, and then somebody T-boned the car the other side of me, the opposite side to me. So I was thrown forward against the back seat. My foot got under the metal bar as well. So I'm like, is somebody trying to take me out? I don't know.
Right. Those are substantial injuries, boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And any issue with like the sternum or like taking a breath or pressure on the chest or
Not
anything?
now. I did a lot of energy work on it over the years because initially, I mean, it's extreme. Everyone has a fractured sternum. There's nothing they can do other than give
No.
you pain relief. You just have
No.
to live with it. And then burping and sneezing and coughing are horrendous
Right.
while you're going through it. But over a few years, I worked on it and I haven't had any problems. You know, the pain was there. I knew exactly where it had broken because I could feel it, but then the pain left. So I think overall it's pretty good.
Even, you know, how we're talking about the spikenard and the myrrh,
Mhm.
you know, you want to do your whole body, but
Yeah.
I do a little extra on the chest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hooray. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're so
Super
welcome.
helpful.
And keep me posted. I'm very curious about this.
Yes, yes, I will do. Thank you.